Alright, what's going on, big dog? So we are back with some more streamer type drama here, and this time it is between, of course, Asmongold and Destiny, as you could probably tell from the thumbnail and the title of the video. You guys know who it's about. So, as we all know, Asmongold is a World of Warcraft RPG MMO type of streamer. He's just a gamer. Let's be real honest. Those of you who know, he's just a gamer. He's a big nerd, big dork. I like Asmongold a lot. I think his content's really good. He's shifted into more political content over the more recent times, which has been interesting. It's been interesting, but a lot of his takes, I think a lot of people, agree with or can at least get behind in some way or form, or at least see where he's coming from. I think he's pretty decently well spoken when it comes to just getting his beliefs out. I'm not saying he's right all the time or anything like that. Don't get it twisted, but he does a pretty good job of at least getting his point across without coming off as like an asshole or like an arrogant person. Unlike his contender today, who is Destiny. Now, I'm not a big fan of Destiny. I never have been. The guy is basically, when you think of a crazy person, I think of Destiny a lot of the times. The guy, as the kids say nowadays, crashes out quite frequently. He gets really mad, really offended very easily, even though he says he doesn't care about anything at all ever, and blah, 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 blah. He says a lot of outlandish things, which we'll get into here in a little bit, but basically, they were watching Asmongold clips, Destiny, and a friend of his were watching some Asmongold clips on a stream, and Destiny had one of his crash out hot takes where he kind of just went on a tyrant for a little bit. So I'll go ahead and play the video here. It's about a minute and a half long. So as you can see, Destiny takes shots at Asmongold. This was by E tier. He could come across JD Vance fucking his mom's corpse, and Vance could say, well, it's made in America fleshlight, so Asmongold would defend it. That's how completely debased these subhuman fucking losers are. That's what he says, but we'll play the whole clip here.
His argument for doing it was to retaliate for tariffs against other countries that weren't real. Now he's going back on those reciprocal tariffs, claiming it was to get a better deal. Yeah.
Real-time processing.
Of course he's going back on the tariffs because these people are coming to the table to negotiate with them. The tariffs were a bargaining chip to begin with. That was the entire point of the tariffs.
Do you think there'll ever be a world where I'm trying to imagine, like, if they
Which he's not wrong there. I'm going to be honest. He's not wrong there. That's usually what tariffs are used for. Other countries use tariffs in the same way that we were going to use tariffs, which is to hopefully, get people to at least come to the table and negotiate pricing and negotiate their tariffs with us and things like that. So there is a reason that tariffs are involved at all. So there's that. He is correct on that. I do believe that the tariffs were put into place simply to bring people to the negotiating table. Now, if you want to point out that I'm wrong down below or whatever, go ahead. I'm happy to have a debate with somebody about it. But I do think that it was, brought to the table. After you put on these, you're going to tell people you're going to charge them an arm and a leg to send their goods here. They're probably going to be like, all right, we'll negotiate. We'll think of something, we'll at least come talk with you. And that's why the tariffs have been put on hold. That's my opinion, but I think that's what he's getting across. These guys obviously don't believe in that and don't agree with that. So yeah.
Start nullifying people's actual U.S. citizens if they'll care.
No, they wouldn't. Asmonslop would absolutely 100%.
So because they wouldn't start with fucking Joe Blow, right? They're going to start with someone that became a citizen.
If it does, I'll pay $1 million. I'll donate
from whatever reason. Like
they always find a way to recode whatever is being stated. They always find a way to recode it into a way that's acceptable. He could come across JD Vance fucking his mom's corpse, and JD Vance could say, well, it's a made in America fleshlight, and Asmongold would defend it. That's how completely debased these subhuman fucking losers are. Literally, the administration can take any position they want, and there will always be people like this who will find some way to make an excuse for it. It's beyond fucking... It's depravity, but...
Okay, that was a little much.
I'm just saying, no matter what happened, like you saw him computing there for a moment. He's like, they went back on the tariffs. Well, of course they went back on the tariffs. Like, yeah, that's because it was a negotiating thing. They brought the tariffs back. Yeah, because it helps our manufacturer. Like,
okay, so this is the same thing he does over and over again throughout the stream. And Destiny has done this forever, and he fails to ever look in a mirror. If you ask me, like. Yeah, we'll get to what Asmongold says here in a second, but basically Destiny just doesn't look in a mirror. Like, what I mean by that is he does that same shit all the time, right? both political parties, especially people who are on like the crazy right and the crazy left, both of them just twist shit in their minds to make themselves feel better, right? Because they don't believe, like, they're so entwined in politics and entwined in the person representing their party or the people representing their party that they like cling on to them, right? Like I have friends who are like that with Trump. You know, whatever Trump says or does, they're going to defend it. It doesn't matter. Like Destiny said, he could do the worst thing possible, and these people will still find a way to defend it. But it's not any different on Destiny's side of the aisle. It's not any different. There's people that are doing this shit all the time, and it's disgusting. Like, I don't think we should be idolizing politicians. Politicians are just in there to like do shit that the people can't do, like fund the military and, you know, make sure our laws and constitution is being upheld. Like, that's really what they're there to do. But people seem to use politics as a way of just like making themselves, you know, obviously they just use it as a way of making themselves wealthy and famous and that type of shit. It's very clear that they do that. I think most politicians are complete degenerate scumbags who are just there to, you know, fatten their own pockets. I don't think that this divide in politics right now that we have, like, there's the far left and I don't think that these people are really that divided. I think this is one big fucking scam. You know, this is all them just causing ruckus and chaos to continue to keep the people at, you know, unease, keep all of us uneasy so that they can, you know, use our unease and stuff as a way to, you know, pass stupid legislation or put in rules and laws that maybe if we were under a better mindset, we wouldn't think are that good. But because there's crazy things going on right now, we need to do crazy policies, which just isn't the way to go. But I'm rambling on. But yes, Destiny does that same shit all the time. It's not well, one side does it only and the other side doesn't do it at all. No, both sides do it a lot. Like, not a little, a lot. It's dumb. Quit idolizing politicians is really all I can say. But then Asmongold actually commented here. I'm sure some of you took the time to pause and read it, but if not, here we go. A lot of people excuse deranged outbursts like this in Destiny's community because they think Destiny is fighting for a greater good. That supersedes any form of accountability or decency. What they fail to realize is that Crasho likes this. His comments towards the fighter who was killed during the Trump assassination attempt and the kid with brain cancer who was given an honorary Secret Service role actively damage and cause any cause he advocates for. Destiny delegitimizes left-wing political goals by using them as a shield while making vile, unwarranted personal attacks. Hopefully his community can realize this before he causes further harm to the causes they claim to care so much about, which is true. Destiny does a lot more damage than he does good, and I think people only really like Destiny because he says the outlandish things, and I think Destiny knows that. I do. Like, you know, whenever it's brought up about him being a cuck or whatever, like, he gets upset, he gets tilted, he gets irritated. Like, if he wasn't so bothered by all this shit, like he says he's not, he wouldn't be on here crashing out all the time and freaking out at every little thing someone says about him. Now, obviously, it's not every fucking word or every fucking sentence. I know people like to get really technical in this. It's like, it's not every sentence. It's only every other sentence that he gets mad at somebody. Like, shut up. All right? You know what I mean? Like, he gets mad a lot. He gets mad at dumb things a lot more than a normal human being should, right? And I know he's a personality. He's a celebrity. He's trying to, like, you know, push his brand, his image, that type of shit. But, yeah, I just think this whole thing is ridiculous. I really do. I really just wanted to kind of put out there this whole idea that one side is better than the other or the other side is better than the other because of the way they present themselves or the way they make other people feel. And it's all bullshit. It's all a bunch of hoopla. Like, so many of these, like, not the best way I can put it is these politicians are like celebrities. They are like celebrities. They don't give a fuck about you. Like, these two can ramble on all they want back and forth about which side is better and which side cares more and which side feels more for the people and is good for the American public. When in reality, most of them don't give a fuck who you are. They don't. They're like you and I. Most of these celebrities and politicians and athletes and all that, a lot of them don't think much differently than we do. They do other things that we can't do because they have a lot of money, right? They have time to sit and think about weird things and donate and do all this other type of shit, right? All these other good things to make themselves look good. They have money to do that. But when it comes down to it, they really only care about themselves and those very close to them. because that's just how people are. And so if you put a threat to that, they get upset, they get angry, they get deranged. And a lot of times, in many instances, they do not so legal things in order to benefit themselves and those around them. And that's really about it. And that's all they care about. You know, it's like you and I going to work. Like, I go to work and I'm not at work to try to make everyone around me this awesome, phenomenal human being. I'm at work because I need a paycheck. I got bills to pay. I got shit to do, right? If I could sit at home and play games and stream all the time, I would love that, but I can't. I got to go to work. And when I'm at work, I'm there to just make my life around me better. I'm not there to make friends. I'm not there. And that's how most people are. That's just how most people are. But anyways, guys, that's really all I got for you today. If you guys did enjoy it, remember, please leave a like, comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It all absolutely means a ton. We're trying to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So if you guys could subscribe, that'd be wonderful. It's totally free, takes none of your time, and you can change your mind at any point. Don't forget to come check me out over on Twitch. We have started streaming a lot of Schedule 1, Marvel Rivals, Minecraft, like I've been saying for the last few videos. So if you guys are interested in that, come swing over, come say hi. I'm live almost every single day, so feel free to swing on over there. Check me out on Twitter, which is where you'll, usually get hints of what I'm about to upload and stuff like that, but the things are retweets, so you'll at least get to kind of have a little inside knowledge of what the next video is going to be. And that's kind of where I'm posting like life updates, things like that, whatever. But all my socials will be linked down below. If you're interested in my equipment, what I use for streaming, what I used to play games on, all that is also linked down below. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. And until the next video, guys, Godspeed.
I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body in Harvard above me.